How you going? It's been a while. How you all been? Today's gonna be a little something different. Instead of me yarning about rollerblading stuff, I'm gonna talk about my experience with some skiboards. Where are we? I've only been skiing once ever in my lifetime, even though I live in a place with a mountain, but we probably get a good snow day maybe once a season, twice a season, if we're lucky. The next mountain is Mount Uruapehu, which is about a 4-hour drive from where I live, which is the next best thing. Otherwise, the best mountain we have is down in Queenstown, which is in the South Island, which you got to fly down there. And actually is cheaper some of the time, most of the time, to fly to Aussie and have a holiday than it is to go down there. So I've been skiing once ever last winter. Thought I'd be able to get onto it pretty easily and gel well because of my rollerblading experience. And yeah, I could carve all right, but it was more down to the jumps. I thought I'd be able to just strap them on and away, start doing 360s and 540s and whatnot. Typical blader ego, couldn't do it. Even jumps, I found the skis too heavy and just so long that it just threw me off balance whenever I tried to jump and lift my feet up off the ground. It basically wasn't what I expected. So I wasn't too stoked on that experience because I want to do tricks, I want to do tricks. So after that experience, I kind of looked into snow feet, but then I also remembered back in the 90s when I was younger that there were these things called skiboards, basically mini skis. As I was kind of looking or thinking about all these things, out of nowhere, Summit Skiboards, like their kind of Instagram, their reels that started showing up on my feed. Crazy algorithms. How serendipitous or how ironic. So not long after that, actually, Cam from Summit Skiboards out of nowhere messaged me and hit me up and asked if I'd like to try them out. After some conversations, I really couldn't say no, and it was right up my alley, something that I wanted to try anyway, and here we are. I didn't really get as much footage as I would have liked to on the first try of the Summit Skiboards, just because it was a whole new environment. I don't know the snow culture very well. It's like arriving to a giant skate park and not knowing anyone really, and knowing the etiquette and everything, as well as different terrain, different things. I'm wearing contacts, that I've only just started wearing, snow gear, blah, blah, blah. It was a lot to take in. This is going to be more of a welcome to story time with Auntie Calvin. So this is my second time ever on the slopes and first time ever on Summit Skiboards. We went up to Turo, which is basically a side of Mount Ruapehu, which is in the middle of the North Island here in New Zealand. Definitely our main snow mountain for snow sports. Usually gets quite a few days of good snow, and this day in particular wasn't the greatest, but it was doable. The season's been pretty crap this year, but still got to go up. So yeah, day started off fine. We got up nice and early from the motel they were staying. Got up about 7 o'clock. Obviously had breakfast and all that jazz. I actually didn't have a coffee for once because right after a coffee, I don't know about you, but straight afterwards. So yeah, got up to Turo, and got my pass, got in just fine, all good, no worries. Did a couple of warm-up runs, which was like, I guess would have been the intermediate kind of tracks, just to kind of get a feel of the skiboards, just to see how they flow, how they, well, can't say roll, how they slide. Also the difference of, I guess, being on different terrain, which is snow, which is very different from concrete, obviously. Basically, how to turn, you know, using those edges, and just getting, yeah, and just adapting to really focusing on that turning and using those edges. Yeah, it was easy enough considering I'm very unexperienced. Got to say, it really is a mix of big wheel rollerblading and kind of like quad skating in a way too. If you think about it, quad skates are a lot wider, as in like that wheel base on the sides as opposed to inline. So it was kind of like a nice combination of both. Pretty easy, man, to be honest. It wasn't that hard to adapt to. The main problem was just adapting to the snow and how that flows. Especially if there's ice. Oh man, that's frightening. Ice is frightening, man. You're just sliding. Woo! On the third run, man, I lost my phone. My phone dropped out of my pocket. The importance of having zips on your jackets and stuff, and actually using those zips. Woo! Especially up in the snow. Lost my phone. Spent, oh, I don't even know, like an hour and a half of looking for my phone in the snow. Homie Stu, he was using the app Find My Device, so I had to log into his phone, use the GPS. Thank goodness there was reception up there. Hour and a half of digging around, looking around. Finally found my phone. My phone was about, I don't know, at least 100 to 120 meters away from where I dropped it. We found it, he called it. It was right underneath our feet, buried under snow. But when I found it, look at this. Oh, damn. Oh, there's my phone. Still works. But yeah, I've bought a new phone since then. Bonus about it though, my phone has never been this clean since I first bought it. So yeah, you know, silver lining, I guess. So yeah, big thank you to Stu and the boys for having all that patience and helping me look for my phone. Yeah. So while all of this was happening, my feet also started to hurt. Now, like rollerblade boots, I'm sure a lot of us have gone through this experience, have talked about it before. The importance of having the right size boot, width-wise and whatnot. Otherwise, your feet start hurting. Wasn't cramp, but just uncomfortable pain in certain spots. Phone was found after an hour and a half, but my feet by then were just destroyed. Both feet around the pinky area, just because the boots I got were secondhand. Didn't even think about sizing. Well, I did. I looked online on Reddit and it said the boots were meant to be wide. They're not wide, man. Some boots are not wide. And I was ready to call it quits because my feet were just in agony by then. I couldn't think of anything else. But Stu, he suggested that we go to the hire place and rent out some boots. We did, and way better, 100%. Mine was free again to just concentrate on what I'm doing instead of all the pain. Okay, so I've got my new boots, ready to go, because this is right at the base. Now, they have, obviously, you have your day pass, which you got to scan in to open the gate so you can go onto the lifts. Now, because I lost my phone, my original pass was in the same pocket. I didn't realize I also lost my day pass at the same time. Now it's raining. Just to add more chaos to the morning, The homie Stu, he gets through sweet as. Obviously, he's got his pass. He knows what's up. He's experienced. I go to look for mine, and it's gone. I'm freaking out, like, oh, that's 150 bucks just for the day pass. I can't scan in. I've got no pass. At the same time, lucky that Stu was kind of knowing. So whoever was on the gate was like, oh yeah, I've seen you guys come through already. You're sweet. You know, not only is Stu known, but he's kind of hard to miss.
Dude, do you know where we are?
Mountain.
Yes, he's a fairy. No, it's not kinky. I've already asked him. It's just another form of cosplay, man. You know, get over it. It's cool. That's cool. He's not hitting anyone. Not only that, oh, the amount of kids that just froth and just love seeing him when he's snowboarding around in that suit. Yeah, it's pretty cute. Like I said earlier, with skis, with my first experience, just trying to do jumps was not what I expected at all. They were just so heavy and chunky and bulky. I kind of wrote that off, like, basically F skis, man. They're not for me. Fun enough to go down slopes, but personally I don't care about just carving downhill. That's not really my thing. I froth more on doing tricks. That just comes from what we normally do in rollerblading, right? Like, that's my jam. That's what I love. That's why I do it. Summit Skiboards, got the Carbon Pro 99s. Definitely way more up my alley, man. Lighter, and even just lifting up my feet while I was doing jumps, way more familiar and more common to what I guess we'd all be used to. But I guess there is a slight difference in the sense of the boots that you're using. Ski boots are like, they're stiff, man, and they go up your legs, up to your shins quite high compared to rollerblades. So it's getting used to how locked in you are as well. Because as I did jumps on these, there was a couple that I like to think I got pretty high, but the landing was sloppy. Why? Because I wasn't used to the angles of when I'm jumping. So I say they're pretty similar to quad skating, to roller skates, when you jump as well. If you've ever tried jumping in a pair of quads, it's very different from rollerblades. Where on rollerblades you kind of use, well, I use that front part of my foot to really spring off. Where in quads, and I guess with your feet locked in ski boots, you're lifting the whole foot at the same time because you don't have that flex point. So that's where it's very similar. So you really got to use the ramp or whatever that you're jumping off to really launch you. So it is a bit different when you have, I guess, using those little micro movements to realign your balance. That's going to be a little bit different. Something to get used to. But I reckon, yeah, after a solid day of doing it, you'd get it. Maybe even less than a solid day. Now, I have seen, well, in one of my previous posts about skiboards when I first got them, had a homie from the past, I haven't talked to since high school, he hit me up and commented like, why would you use the Summit Skiboards and just not normal skis? You know, wouldn't they be slower? It just, to him, it didn't make sense. Fair to a certain point, but like I've said, like I've been saying, man, I'd rather use the skiboards over the skis. His whole thing was about speed. How fast can you go? Would they be slower? Man, I was hooning down these hills. I was carving not just to have fun, but mainly just to slow myself down, because I'm not used to going that fast, and I was freaking out, man. Nah, I wasn't freaking out that bad, but you know what I mean? There's a clip online somewhere as well on Instagram of a dude on skiboards. reaching, I think, 90 something Ks, going fakey, you know. Nah, man, nah, like, you can get speed, like, scary. In the end, did I have fun? Yeah, definitely. Would I go again? I just spent 730 bucks on a new pair of ski boots. What? They were like 20% off. And the dude heat molded them for me. Look, I'm not gonna be happy with myself until I at least learn a couple of grinds, and also to land is solidly. I'm not gonna be happy until I can get a 360 and then eventually a 540. So it's safe to say I'll definitely be hitting up the snow again next winter. Knowing that, a lot of my friends don't skate anymore. A lot of them got into golf or whatever else it is. Just adult life stuff. But they're still frothing on snowboarding or skiing. So if that's my chance to go hang out with the boys up the mountain, so be it, man. Like, I'm all in. You know, I'll definitely be there with my Summit Skiboards, having another carve, because they're way more fun. And yeah, sorry, but fuck skis, man. Way better. A big shout out to Stu, to the homie Stu and the boys, Vex, Ray, and Kiba, for your patience and showing me around and just letting me ride with you, man. It was awesome. Big shout out to Cam and the rest of the Summit Skiboard crew, rest of the team. Massive help. Thank you for all your advice. And yeah, if you're keen, want some more information, check out the link in the description. I will link you to their website. Yeah, legends. Cheers, till next time. Chirp.